The first one is from Bryant Hernandez, who contacted us again. Thanks for your question. He asks, how long will the Silver Arrows era last? Will the new regulations even the playing field for 2022 and beyond?
Oh, that's a tough one. Well, is it? I'm going to take the lead. I believe that 2021 will probably be a Silver Arrows era as well. I think they'll do very well considering they've already started development on that car. 2022, it's a clean slate. Obviously, budget caps are introduced, hard budget caps, default parts or parts which you have to publish towards the start of the season, obviously making it easier for other teams to, catch up or close the gap. Standardized parts, that's what I was talking about. So 2022 is a real hard reset for the sport. I think it's anyone's game. You just look back through, the last 20, 30 years when there's been a change in era. Look at Red Bull and then Mercedes. They just flipped the switch. And obviously Red Bull are still very competitive, but suddenly Mercedes, who weren't very competitive, have jumped up and have won 7 world championships, constructed 1 world championship. So anything can happen in 2022. I'm hoping it'll be a bit of a mix-up. It'll be quite refreshing for the sport, having all teams fight for the win. What say you, Alex?
Yeah, I think that 22 is the best chance we've got of a reset, like you say. Let's not forget that when we're looking that far ahead, we could be seeing a Mercedes without Toto Wolff. We could be seeing a Mercedes without Lewis Hamilton.
Big changes.
Because he's been talking about there's no guarantee of him being in the sport even next year. I think that he will be, but 2022 and beyond, I don't know if he necessarily will. So we could be seeing a very different Mercedes, and all of the factors you mentioned hopefully will bring in a lot of the rising teams that we see, like Renault and what will be Aston Martin and McLaren, hopefully, fingers crossed, will also be in the contention for a title. So it'll be fantastic if all of those teams can develop together and we have a potentially, 4 or 5 team fight for the championship.
Blimey, can you imagine? Yeah, one can dream. Speaking of which, I'm going to add onto that bit of Lewis and Toto. I see them as like a bit of a package deal. I feel like if one of them leaves the team, I feel like the other one will. And Toto's reflected on lockdown this year and the global pandemic we're currently experiencing. And he said how much he's missed his family and realized how much time he's spent away from his family. Because Formula One, especially for all the teams involved, traveling from country to country is such a demanding lifestyle. It's not all luxury like the drivers, like some of the drivers live. The teams behind them have to travel the world, set up, do crazy things to get, the races happening and get the cars on the grid. I think that's really reflected on the teams this year. And Toto said it's finally come to light. He's seen what he's missed at home. And I do think
makes
if
sense
Toto,
that he would want to leave when they're on a high as well.
Absolutely.
They want to leave when they're
without a doubt.
Do a Rosberg, basically.
Yeah, do a Rosberg, but after seven constructor championships. So
yeah, not after one.
I would probably say that Toto would leave. He might leave at the end of this year. And I honestly think Lewis, if Toto leaves at the end of this year, I think Lewis would follow suit. And it'd almost be a bit too perfect. It would Lewis equals Michael Schumacher's record of 7 world championships, and then wouldn't want to beat it, but just equals it. I think that's quite a nice way to end the sport. You don't have to beat everyone. I mean, he's in a class of his own. He could probably go on for a couple of years, but maybe he's got other things to do in his life. Who knows? But I think that's a package deal, and I think as soon as one of them goes, the other one will follow suit.